Good evening, all of my lovely clansfolk. Welcome back. Tonight we're going to be playing a game called A House in Hellworld, which is an anti-horror game by Smick. It's a visual novel, and we're going to get into it and see what happens. "7 days. No, I wasn't going to die in 7 days. Dying in 7 days would be easy. 7 days is how long I had left to scrounge up enough cash to avoid being evicted. I have nowhere to go. If I don't get the cash in 7 days, I was going to be thrown out into the streets. Honestly, I wish some ghost had called me to let me know she was going to come out of my TV and kill me instead. I'd rather deal with her than my landlord. And on the subject of ghosts, that happens to be at the heart of my one hope. There's been rumours that there's this house that's hiding some kind of treasure, but it's guarded by some kind of ghost. Now normally I wouldn't pay attention to crap like that, but unlike other urban legends, this one gets real specific. Like, as in, I've got an actual address specific. And the people who supposedly checked it out and vanished really are missing persons. So after work tonight, I'm going to go in there to see if I can find anything. I didn't sleep too well last night. All I could think about was how I'd survive without any place to call home. Some teens are loitering around the store. I'm pretty sure they're shoplifting. We can ignore them, call them out, get the manager. Let's call them out. I loudly declare that I can see what they're doing and to knock it off. They laugh it off, but now that they know they're being watched, they just leave with what they've already taken. At the end of my shift, the manager calls me into his office and tells me I'm not supposed to confront shoplifters, and that he's going to write me up. That's what I get for caring. Yeah, I've had a couple of shitty bosses like that as well. He says that a lot, but every time he does, I wonder about the day it will actually mean something. Work day's done. It's time to visit the house. There was a factory that made sweets, cookies and crackers on Ashland Street, but it's been closed for ages. You'd think if any place would be used to stash some loot, it'd be there, but my destination is a few blocks north. I hike past empty lots filled with dead trees, along a road in serious need of repair, until I reach a suburban neighbourhood. I double check my directions. I thought the haunted houses were supposed to be in nearly deserted areas, but the other homes here are nicely maintained and landscaped. As far as I know, it's the right place, but this doesn't look like the kind of locale for a ghost. I was expecting urban exploration, not a break and enter. The house in question doesn't even look abandoned. There's no graffiti, no broken windows, no for sale sign. And while the lawn won't win any awards, I mean, it's not terrible. God, what am I doing? The only thing that's halfway unusual are the old, thick curtains, preventing anyone from looking in or out on every window. Well, almost every window. There's one up on the second floor that's open somewhat. As I'm looking up, I see a pale face staring dead back. Before I can change my mind about the whole thing, I blink, and it's gone. It could have easily just been my imagination. If I weren't so broke and desperate, I'd turn around and go home. But I've already spent the bus fare to get here. Might as well at least knock and see if anyone does live there. As I climb the steps to the porch, the front door quietly opens, revealing an entryway shrouded in darkness. Hello? There's no response. I try again, a little louder, but again, nothing. I really should walk away, but I really can't afford to, and against all better judgment, I step inside. As I step through the doorway, I can't help but think about horror movies where the stupid protagonist wanders into some place they clearly shouldn't, and then they have the nerve to look surprised when the door slams shut and traps them. I jump as the door slams shut, because I am an idiot. The interior of the house is a lot rougher looking than it was on the outside. In the dim light I can still see the inky speckled spread of black moulds and patchy stains. The air has a strange damp heaviness to it, something more than the earthy smell of rot and the stench of decay. The shades that block the view of the neighborhood are very different on the inside. There's some kind of tarry substance holding them in place. Everything is silent. I can see a stairwell going up. The stairs also twist around down towards the basement. I could also continue deeper on this floor. I can see a doorway, but it's too dark to see anything beyond it. Ooh. Do we check the door? Check the shade? Go up the stairs? Go into the kitchen? Or go down the stairs? Let's check the shade quickly before we go anywhere else. Whatever the black stuff is, it twitches and pulsates slightly when I get a closer look. Ugh. We'll go into the kitchen. I go into the kitchen. Oh, Christ. This looks like my student accommodation when I was in college. The kitchen reeks of fetid water and decay. Yep, absolutely my college accommodation. Black mould is everywhere and brittle tile cracks underfoot. Check the freezer, check the fridge, check the sink, or leave. Oh, let's check the sink first. The sink is full with that brackish black ichor crap and smells absolutely horrible. Like if you took a bunch of dead rats, stuck them in a blender with water, and then let it fester for a week. Looped around the faucet is the drawstring to a small bag. I pull it out, although the smell almost makes me gag. Curious, I take a look inside and see something golden flicker in the light of my phone. I'm glad I brought gloves so I don't have to touch the stuff. I give the bag a little shake and a couple of coins fall into the palm of my other, gloved, hand. Is that gold? Like real gold? I've never handled real gold before, but the coins are really heavy for their size, and even stained with ichor I can see some intricate designs. I clean some off with a gloved finger. It's certainly shiny. I try to bend it. It gives, so I stop. Dense, heavy, shiny. I mean, I'm no expert, but I really do think it's gold. 2 gold coins, soft enough to bend. No idea how many carats, but it's valuable, and my heart begins to pound with excitement. The treasure's real. Oh my god, it's real. Gotta be more around. I could make rent. I could make rent and maybe even put a dent in my debts. My thoughts are interrupted by a splash. This has got to be some kind of trick or something. Ooh, that just came out. This is not something that happens in a nice neighborhood without someone calling the cops. The door was unlocked. Surely somebody would have found this before me if it were real. Then again, this is the kind of thing you'd see on the news for sure, even if it was fake. I check my phone. No service. A long black hand stretches out from the ichor-filled sink. With a wet slap, a hand slams itself onto the filthy counter, and with a sickening set of pops, an arm follows, long and twisted. No, not now. I'm so close to the treasure. Maybe I can hide from it before it sees me? As I consider this, a splash, the rest of the creature bursts from the sink, spraying blood from the source. Then it begins to wail. Nope! Fuck nope! I can't find treasure dead! I run as fast as my legs can go and burst from the house. I don't hear anything chasing me, but that doesn't stop me from running all the way back to the bus stop. 2 gold coins. I have no idea how much they're worth, but a check online says maybe anywhere from $800 to $1,000, which is great, except I can't exactly wait around for a buyer. I'll have to pawn them, so probably the best I can expect is $500. That might be enough to get me an extension on the eviction, but I'll still have nothing for next month. I'll have to brave the house again tomorrow. I barely sleep. I spend the night alternating between trying to come up with a logical explanation for what happened last night and worrying about what I'll have to face next. The thing is, there's no logical explanation, is there? If it was real, why hasn't anyone reported it? Other than stuff I hear online, I mean. You'd think the neighbours might have said something by now. At the very least, reported random people going into the house, and in some instances never coming out. Ugh. I don't have time to think too much about it right now. I gotta get to work. There's got to be some other way to raise the cash, right? Except no. Not in the time I've got left. The only way I can think of to make fast cash would be to rob someone or break into something, and I won't do that. Except we kinda did break into the house. I'm poor, but I still have my principles, and I'm not going to ruin someone else to survive. Yeah, that's pretty honourable, I guess. The manager's listening to the news loudly in his office, as it's a slow day, but not dead. When it's dead, he gets so bored he tends to watch me through the security cameras instead. Then comes out to make busy work for me because heaven forbid I just stand around because there's nothing to do. I could listen in if I wanted to. Do we listen to the latest story on business? Listen to the story about paranormal investigations, or don't listen? Let's listen to the one about paranormal investigations. I feel like this might be more, kind of pertinent to our situation. I guess I'm not the only one investigating supernatural rumours. Most of what I'm hearing are conspiracy theories about how it's actually drugs or woke culture or the government, although none of their explanations make much sense. The reports of mutilated corpses, names I recognise that have gone missing, and descriptions of what people have claimed to encounter on the other hand are hitting a little too close to home for me. Workday's done. It's time to visit the house. Just like last time, the door opens to greet me. Oof, do we go back into the kitchen? Because I really wanna... I mean, let's check the shade again. Let's see if anything changed there. And then, if everything's the same there, we might go back into the kitchen to check the fridge and the freezer. It's somewhat tacky, but doesn't come off my fingers. Although, it leaves an oily residue that smells faintly of... licorice? I don't think I'll be hungry enough to see how it tastes, though. Let's go into the kitchen. I go into the kitchen. The kitchen reeks of fetid water and decay. Black mould is everywhere and brittle tile cracks underfoot. Let's check the freezer. Let's check the fridge this time. The door of the fridge sticks and I have to give it a sharp tug to open. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Scared me. Fuck. Oh my god. The corpse is twisted and broken. There's the smell of death, but it's not very strong, which means he's not been dead too long. No, this can't be real, right? Someone would have definitely found it in an unlocked house by now. Next to her is a small bag. I poke it with my foot and hear it jingle. It seems like it's full of coins, judging by how it feels against the toe of my shoe and the sound it makes. I gingerly pull at the string, keeping it closed, and see a glint of silver reflected by the light of my phone. As I investigate further, I give the corpse an apologetic look. I'm sorry, but you're dead and I'm broke? There's a variety of coins in here. Some silver dollars, some foreign, but all shining invitingly in the dark. This is wrong. But what else can I do? I need it for rent. I take the bag, tucking it into my jacket. There's a dull pop and cracking sound as the head begins to shudder and turn towards me, its neck stretching. As I stand there in shock, its jaw begins to open, revealing jagged teeth and pinpricks of white grow in those empty black eyes. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I bolt from the kitchen, back to the entry and dash through its mercifully open door. I don't hear anything chasing me, but that doesn't stop me from running all the way back to the bus stop, jiggling with my guilty find. I do my best to put on a calm face when I climb aboard the bus, but nobody notices me. I don't check the bag until I'm safe at home. I'm no coin expert, but I guess it's worth $500 or so. It'll help, but it's nowhere near enough. I'll have to brave the house again tomorrow. I don't know what time I finally drifted off, but it was late. Getting up in time for work felt like coming back from the dead. Speaking of, I have no reasonable explanation for the house other than it is haunted. Every skeptical fibre in my being has given up. Something well outside my understanding of reality dwells within that house. And I'm going to have to face it again tonight. God, I am so tired. I'm physically exhausted and worn out from worrying about money. All I want is for this to end, somehow, and soon. While I was on the bus to work, some idiot in a pickup cut in front and discovered that a bus can't stop on a dime and almost wins in most collisions. I called my manager and let him know I'm going to be a little late, but despite sending him a picture of the collision, he insists that late is late and he'll have to write me up. I'm not exactly sure what kind of magic they expect me to use to somehow speed up the situation, and when I arrive I have to listen to him whine about having to do the crap I have to do at the start of every shift. Considering how often I hear him listening to various broadcasts in their cosy little office, I expect he's more irritated on having to do actual work and he's just taking it out on me. Workday's done. It's time to visit the house. Let's check the shade again. Okay, so it's the same as last time. It's oily and smells of licorice, and we don't want to taste it. I really want to go into the kitchen again and check the freezer, because we found gold in the sink, we found silver in the fridge. Maybe there's something in the freezer? Yep. Okay, still stinks, and black mold is still everywhere. Let's check the freezer. The freezer still seems to be intact. Jesus, fuck! Why? Every time! Jesus wept, you little asshole, for scaring me so. Anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god indeed. This goddamn head, yo. The freezer's still working and there's a frozen, severed head inside. This cannot be real, but I'm not going to touch it to check. Next to the head is a small bag. It takes a sharp tug to pull it out. It's frozen to the floor of the freezer, but I'm rewarded with a jingling sound. Deep breath. You can read. It's fine. You can continue reading. I take a peek inside and see a glint of silver in the light. Silver dollars? Not a huge treasure, but if they're genuine, it could be worth something. My thoughts are interrupted by a crunching sound. I step backwards as the head shudders, yanking itself free from its icy tomb and floats towards me. I stare in fascination at the horror. This isn't possible. My heart starts to pound my chest. Jesus fuck! Fuck indeed. We scream in unison, the head in rage and myself in terror. The head doesn't have to try to control its bowels though. This is literally fucking me right now. I beat a hasty retreat to the entryway and find the door open. As I take off down the street, I glance behind me. Nothing is following me. But not taking any chances, I keep running until I reach the safety of the bus stop. I don't check the bag until I'm safely at home. They're silver dollars, alright. I don't know how much they're worth, but I'm sure it's not enough to cover rent. Okay, we're home, we're safe. Cool. I posted some of my experiences online, and the resulting flame war got me banned from the community. Of course it did. Oh, I bet you anything it was Reddit as well, wasn't it? Half the people were decrying me as a liar, contributing to misinformation and superstition, while the other half wanted to know more and shared similar experiences. I did learn a bit from the resulting mess. There's a conspiracy that government is trying to suppress discussion of the supernatural, and that's why nobody's talking about it. The irony is that even if the government's not suppressing, the moderators are. The moderators are. There we are. The moderators are. So either way, there's a grain of truth there. See? You know, English. It's my first and only language. I can get there in the end. Some people have messaged me urging me not to go back. That the threat is real, and whatever presence is in that house is trying to warn me away. But pretty soon it will get serious, and I could disappear. I mean, let's be honest, you found a severed head, a dead body, and something otherworldly literally crawled out of a fucking sink. There's a good chance that, you know, if this isn't in your head, you know, then yeah, you'll probably end up the same way at some point. But let's see. Well, if I don't get more cash, my online presence is going to disappear anyway. Ah, the struggle is real. I've decided I want out of this life. We're going to go back to the house, and I guarantee you we're going to get out of this life, and it's not going to be the way we want to. Find the treasure or die trying. But either way, I want this to be over, and I don't care how anymore. Holy shit. Man, I've been that desperate before. It sucks, yo. It sucks to be that broke that you're like, yep, okay. So now's the time. Either I'm just gonna do this and I'll work myself to death, but at least I won't have to pay tax anymore. Perfect. Today is painstakingly slow. There are no customers. There is nothing to do. You know what? Let's clean the store just to get the boss off our back for once. The store's already clean, but I've got nothing else to do. I resort the shelves and dust areas that I usually skip. At the end of my shift, I'm curious of what my manager's going to say. But he never leaves the office, and it's pretty clear nothing I do matters. Well, that fucking sucks. Workday's done. Time to visit the house. So, the shade. Let's check it one last time if it's the same. Yeah, exactly the same. Okay. We're not going to the kitchen. We're going to check the door. We're going to stay on one level for now. Just going to see what happens in this level. I grab the handle, twist, and pull with all my might, but it doesn't give in the slightest. So I guess I don't leave until the house lets me, huh? Oh, that's the front door. Damn, I thought that was a different door. Shit. Okay. We're going to go upstairs first. The reason being, if you're running away from something and you trip and you're on the stairs, but you're upstairs and you need to get down, the fall will actually help because gravity will pull you down, and even though you're not physically trying to move yourself because you've slipped, you're not walking or running, you will still go to your destination, which is the bottom of the stairs. Perfect. Let's do that. Okay, so I go upstairs. Oh, so it's just the one room up here. Perfect. Oh, neither of these, man. Neither of these are good. Check the closet, check on the bed. Oh, fuck. You know, we're gonna check under the bed first. Because... yeah, we're just gonna check under the bed first. Not exactly thrilled about the idea of getting on my hands and knees on some dirty, decaying carpet to look under a rotting bed, but it's less work and probably less disgusting than trying to cut open the mattress or pulling up floorboards. I shine my light around and see an old wooden box. I pull it out and look inside to find a collection of sundry shinies, some coins and a few pieces of jewellery. I'm no expert, but the coins look genuine. They feel heavy, and while they're dirty, the detailing is excellent. I'm much less sure about the jewellery. Could be well-crafted fakes, or they could be worth a good amount. I've got no way of telling, so I just dump the contents into my jacket pocket. As I stand there thinking about where to check next, I notice that the shadow's growing around the bed. The fuck? No. I hear the scraping sound, something heavy and sharp digging into rotting wood. Before I see the massive white-clawed hand emerge from the darkness under the frame. Oh, fuck this. The claw pulls a massive creature that somehow manages to squeeze out through the narrow space. It's sort of like watching a cat squeeze under a fence. Like it's somehow more liquid than solid. When a cat does it, there's less popping and cracking though. Even though my heart's racing and all common sense is screaming at me to run at the same time, it's incredibly fascinating. It's just so impossible, and yet here it is, happening before my eyes. Then it turns, glares at me. Fuck no! I turn and charge towards the stairs, hopping over the railing and out the door, which is thankfully open. I run down the street towards the bus stop. I don't think the creature followed me, but I don't pause until I think I'm safe under the streetlights. I don't really feel the pain in my ankles until the adrenaline starts to wear off, and I realise that the landing was a bit rougher than I thought. The next morning I take my find to a pawn shop and able to get a little over $350 for it. I really wish I could have taken it to something more reputable, but I need this money fast, and it's not enough for rent. I'm out of options. I gotta go back tomorrow. 2 days left. If I cash in what I've collected, maybe I can get an extension. Thing is, just getting an extension is just delaying the inevitable. Unless I find the bulk of the loot, and soon, I'm probably going to get myself killed just searching the house. It'd be nice to go during the day, but I can't afford the time off, and it's not like my manager is going to say, "Oh sure, you need the time off to explore a haunted house." I've decided I want out of this life. Find the treasure or die trying. But either way, I want this to be over and I don't care how anymore. Today is painstakingly slow. There are no customers, there is nothing to do. Let's daydream today. We cleaned the store yesterday. I just stand at the till, thinking about the house and its possible treasures. Imagine if I actually find something really valuable. I could pawn off enough to make rent and then sell the rest properly. I remember a story about some rare gold coins someone found that were worth almost $1 million. And I'd be happy with a fraction of that. The manager comes out and complains I'm just standing there and tells me to clean the store since I clearly have time. The store's already been cleaned enough and it's pretty clear he's just making busy work for me. Work day's done. It's time to visit the house. Okay. Now we're gonna go... oh, we've got 2 days left. 2 days. I'm gonna go downstairs. I just want to see how many places there are to look downstairs. It's even darker in the basement and my light makes a poor job of giving me any kind of vision. The air is cold and foreboding and the smell of decay gets stronger as I reach the bottom. Each step sticks to the floor. Also, there's a smell of black licorice, which seems oddly out of place. Cool, clammy air washes over me as I descend the stairs. There was precious little light before, but now I'm completely reliant on my phone. The rough concrete floor crunches underfoot as I step on tiny fragments of stone. There's nothing here save for some stained box in the corner. Okay. While we're down here, might as well do it. Okay. Okay, check the box. It stinks of mould, fetid water and wet cardboard. In the corner is a small bag. It jingles when I touch it, so I pick it up and fiddle with the twine, keeping it closed. The light bounces off silver coins I see inside. They're bigger than quarters, and I have a nice heaviness to them. So I'm guessing they're silver dollars. Not really a treasure. The bag's too small to hold that many coins, and I doubt it will cover rent. Still, I can't complain. It's more money than I had before. I pocket the bag. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. A pair of stark white eyes peer at me from within the stain. It'd be comical if it weren't for the fact that it shouldn't be physically possible. Oh, fuck. Darkness seems to seep from the box. The shadow seems to be eating the light as it swirls and spreads. Fuck. I'm so tired. Fuck! Jesus Christ. Fuck! Fucking game, man. You know what? I'm not that tired. Yeah, fucking no. As soon as I'm clear of the house, I run full tilt back to the bus stop. Safe under a streetlight, I check to see if there's any signs of being followed. Doesn't seem like it. I tap the small bag of silver dollars in my pocket. It won't be enough to make rent, and it won't go too far if I'm forced to the streets. I'll have to go back tomorrow. Okay, so there's only one more place to search upstairs, and that's the cupboard. And that's upstairs, and then that's the final day. Yeah, one day left. Awesome. So we can search everything. Maybe the treasure's up there. I don't know. Oof. Let's see. I hope you all are enjoying this, because I am. It keeps scaring the shit out of me, but there we go. Okay, one day left. I'm going to die. There's no way the house will let me come back. It's ramping up the threats, and we're approaching find out territory. We're clearly approaching find out territory. I like that. I don't have a choice though. I've decided I want out of this life. Find the treasure or die trying. But either way, I want this to be over, and I don't care how anymore. A middle-aged woman enters the store. She scans the shelves with the same kind of scrutiny some ancient high priest would use to pick a victim for sacrifice. And I know it's going to be one of those days. Finally, she clears a shelf of its toilet paper and comes to me to cash out. Store policy, on the other hand, forbids selling any more than 2 packages of toilet paper per customer. People have been panic buying thanks to a certain news outlet which has been declaring that the end times are near. I like the self-awareness of this. Okay. Now, considering I'm going to be trying to plunder a haunted house tonight based on the rumour of treasure, I really shouldn't judge too harshly. Maybe we are approaching end times, and the dead have been rising from their graves, and the moon will turn to blood, and dogs and cats will live together amongst mass hysteria. Okay. Wonderful, absolutely beautiful Ghostbusters reference there. I like it. I am Vigo. I don't care. They're not the ones working retail while facing eviction. And besides, all the toilet paper in the world is not going to protect you from a ghost. I can tell she knows about the store policy by the intense stare she's giving me, just waiting for me to say something. I'm not going to say anything. I don't say anything and just ring her through. Satisfied, she leaves with her purchase. Just before I leave at the end of my shift, the manager pulls me aside and asks what happened to all our toilet paper, then chews me out for not following store policy. I try to defend myself saying that she made a fuss, but I still get written up about the incident. Obviously, because it's not enough, I'm facing eviction, but sure, let's threaten to cut short what little pay I'd make at the end of the week too. Work day's done. It's time to visit the house. I'm gonna go up the stairs. Check the closet. This is the last thing. Now I think we've got everything. The closet is empty except for an old shoebox. I pop the lid open, find a small cache of coins. Some look foreign, a few look like they could be silver, but all of them look old and potentially valuable. I don't know which coins are worth what, so I just scoop them into the inside pocket of my jacket as the box itself looks like it could fall apart at any time. The collection is heavy and noisy. I close the closet door and I'm about to look around for anything else when it pops open again with a click. An unnatural darkness seeps from outside. The fuck? Then a worryingly large claw grips the side of the door. I'm not sure if I stand there because I don't believe this can be happening. Because I'm stupid, or if because I have got to find more loot in case the stash doesn't pawn for much. It's the fucking bed demon again! The rest of the creature follows, impossibly large. Fucking asshole! Fucking dick shit! I'm dead. This is what I deserve for being so stupid. Everything horror movies have taught me is that I was greedy and stupid, and now I'm going to die for it. Even if I get away, something worse might greet me later, or I won't find anything else and I'll be tossed into the street. My story ends here regardless, as the creature grips my shoulders, moves in and... What the f... No! Did they just fucking pull an Uno reverse card? The ghost. Why are you just standing there? I blink a few times. There was a huge beast gripping me before, but all I see now is this petite creature giving me an irritated stare. You're not going to kill me? What? No. Really? Dude, are you seriously looking to die? Well, no, but I figured I was going to die for being greedy. No, you're not greedy. Even if you were, it's not something to kill for. Well, not something I'd kill for. Oh. She stares at me, and it causes me to get a crawling sensation in the back of my head. Dude, you look really, really rough. It's been a rough week. Rough enough that you're just willing to lie down and die like this? I shrug, and she shakes her head. Come on downstairs and tell me about it. I got ice cream, and I don't want you to try going home when you're like this. The fuck? Oh shit, this just gets fucking weirder and weird. And now we're here, and that's been my week, Yuri. If I can't scrape together the cash, I'm going to be homeless. My job doesn't pay me a living wage, and I've not been able to get anything better. Also, it's slowly killing a mind and soul. I've been watching. You've been spying on me? You repeatedly came into my house and took stuff. Oh yeah, sorry. I've been going as long as I can, but everything's catching up to me. I need to find whatever treasure, if there is any way, is hidden away here. Yuri, that's the ghost, gazes at me thoughtfully with all three eyes. She invited me to the kitchen, a normal kitchen, for ice cream while we chatted. All this just to make rent? Yeah. For like a month before, you'd have to do this all over again. Yeah. Yeah. She regards me sadly, her brow furrowing and closing all but her third eye. Did you want to live with me instead? Jesus Christ. I gape at her. I'm sorry, what? Move in with me. Stop dealing with your landlord. Stop worrying about rent. Move in with a ghost. Might as well. You've been here every night. Point. She smiles. Okay, so, what am I gonna do for food? Don't you like ice cream? I do, but don't you have any other kinds of food? Well, there's a cake in the fridge, and there's licorice and marzipan. Do you have any actual food? She stares at me for a few moments. I guess we could just make room for food. Is milk food? It's a start. I use it on monster cereal. How are you not diabetic? I'm not alive. I mean, fair. Okay, let's ask how she died. I didn't. But you're a ghost. A fairy spirit. But you're not alive? Right. If you're not alive, but you're not dead, what are you? A fairy spirit. You could say I'm unborn, if you want to get technical. I decide that's a conversation for another time. Okay, let's ask about quitting my job. Why do you want me to quit my job? Besides the fact it's slowly killing you? Sure. It eats into your time and stresses you out, dealing with jerks when you could be doing stuff. Like becoming a YouTuber. You don't have any dreams that you could be chasing? No, they're dead. Don't talk like that. Are my dreams important? Dreams are crazy important to us fairies. What am I going to do for money in the meantime? Money's not important. It kinda is to us humans. It totally isn't. Money only has value because humanity gives it value. Like literally nobody and nothing else cares. Okay, but how am I going to pay for food? Look, you need money? Let me know. Got the stuff just lying around. Doesn't do me much good. Except for buying ice cream, of course. I kind of want to ask her more about that, but I've a feeling that's a conversation for another time. Or why does she call me dude? I think mortal is kind of cliche. Even if they're a woman? If you're mortal, you're a dude. At least to me. Other fairies use other terms. And then we're going to ask her why she wants us to move in with her. Why do you want me to move in? What would you get out of it? Maybe I like you. If that was the case, you would have just asked me earlier. She smirks. Fine, so despite all my power, guess what's the one thing I can't do? Scare me anymore, drive a car, deal with banks. Deal with banks. Yeah, actually. Really shit. I thought that was a joke answer. I can't own property. I'm not mortal, which means I don't have paperwork. Shit. I used to haunt this abandoned place on Springbank Drive, but it was torn down. Scaring people away doesn't work if they just bulldoze the place, and it's not like I can buy it off them. Impersonating a human only goes so far, and it falls apart as soon as people want crazy stuff like credit history. Some unseelie fae have tried just killing people, but that just gets the place firebombed instead. You have any idea how hard it is to get property for haunting purposes? No. But then how did you get this place? Haunted real estate agency? What? Haunted real estate agency. Everything's in their name, with paperwork, nice and human legal. Wait, there's haunted real estate agencies? Do you pay them money? Yeah, sometimes, but they rarely ask for it. It's more favors and contractual obligations. If I have a human of my own though, you could own the deed instead and I wouldn't need the agency anymore. With a legitimate living person to officially own the place, nobody will bulldoze my home out from under me again. I mean, would the agency be okay with you getting out of your contract like that? Oh yeah, it's encouraged. Something to do with improving human-fairy relations. So why me? I can't scare you anymore. It could be that you're really special, but as far as I can tell, you're in such a dark place that I think you'll die if you don't. If you were just greedy, you'd still be scared of me. If you were just thrill-seeking, you'd still be scared of me. You were just ready to give up and die. I've never experienced life, and you were just gonna throw it away. No fairy would just leave you like that. Not even the unseelie, and they sure as heck will kill people, but only if they still want to live. Wait, they'd only kill people who didn't want to die? Unseelie fairies can only kill people that they've got a beef with. They like their bad reputation, but they're not heartless, dude. Going out screaming is merciful compared to death by sorrow. The kind of hurt I see in you now is the kind of thing that would have utterly destroyed a fairy. But because you're mortal, your body is keeping you going even though you don't want to. And I am not just going to stand by and let you get worse. I won't force you to stay, but I am offering and asking you to accept for your own sake. Okay, let's give her an answer. So I had to make a decision. I could live in a dark, cold Hellworld, or I could move in with a ghost. Not really much of a choice. Alright, I guess I could get used to all the ichor and the creepiness and... What? No, you'd be living in the physical space of the house. I'm not using it much. The spooky version is something I created to scare the crap out of people. You were spirited away the moment you came through the front door. I mean, really, we're just gonna share the kitchen. I need some space for my ice cream. The physical space? Yuri shows me around. The house, the real house, is mostly empty and perfectly ordinary. Plenty of room for me. She really was just using the kitchen. I noticed a laptop during the tour. Is that yours? Oh yeah. I'll set you up with a Wi-Fi password once you're settled. You have internet? What, just because I'm a fairy ghost you think I don't need internet access? Everyone does. It's 2023, dude. How else was I going to start up rumours that this place had treasure? And that is how I came to live in a house in Hellworld. Okay, that was cool, man. I like that. Yeah, just a special shout, I've just read it here. Dedicated to the memory of my late wife, Max. Aw. You know what, guys? That was actually really, really good. The reverse at the end was... yeah, it got me. I truly didn't expect it to go that way. And there was some good jump scares. That got me badly. Jesus, that really got me. But it was a great story. It was cool the way that it actually kind of tapped into how a lot of people feel in the world today. Living from paycheck to paycheck, a lot of people unable to make rent and dealing with you know, bad managers, bad companies, just, you know, having to do desperate things to keep themselves afloat, and knowing that if they do a desperate thing, it's not going to solve the problem, it's just pushing it further down the road. But the alternative is, you know, curling up into a ball and either, you know, physically dying or you know, metaphorically dying. So it was actually really good. It was really well done. The animation was the artwork, sorry, that's the word. The artwork was great. It was pretty cool, pretty funny. And yeah, I'll put a link down below to the itch.io page for the developer. Go and have a look, check their stuff out. And thank you for watching. Look after yourselves, be good to the clan, and I'll speak to you soon.